Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. First, I'll be showing you a couple of meals that I've been obsessed with lately, and then I'm going to talk about a few ways that I've been saving money in my own life, not just for food, but for entertainment and other things. And I'm also going to show you what I found at Dollar Tree last week because I found something that's definitely a game changer for me. But first, let me show you this curried salad that I'm obsessed with. I've been making this all the time, and you can make this with either chickpeas, tuna, or chicken. And I usually have a bag of these frozen chickpeas in the freezer. Sometimes I don't have all of the ingredients, but I just make it with what I have. Today I have everything, so I know that this is going to be especially good. For the chickpea version of this, I'll be using plant-based mayo. I have some chopped celery and some diced sweet bread and butter chips. I've got some sweet onions, and I do like to go kind of light on these. And then for one of my favorite ingredients, the dried cranberries, which you can swap out for raisins if you prefer. But I have the cranberries on hand, and I think I do like them a little bit better. And then I added in some curry powder and then just stirred this up. I'm also going to add a touch of salt to mine. If you're using canned chickpeas, then you probably won't need to do that. But I didn't add any salt into my chickpeas when I cooked them. And then just taste it and adjust to your liking. I think mine needs to be a little more creamier, so I'll add a bit more mayo. I think a chopped apple would be very good in this also. And this is looking right to me. I've been eating this lots of different ways, but first, I wanted to tell you about these rolls I found at Sam's Club because they're perfect for large families and for summer sandwiches. They have lots of different sizes of these hoagie rolls, and I had a hard time deciding which size I wanted to go with, but these are the ones that I ended up with. They came in a pack of 18 for $6.98, so that comes out to 39 cents per roll. I then separated it into 3 bags and put a couple of these in the freezer. Today I'm making a chickpea sandwich, but there are lots of different ways to eat this. You can wrap it in lettuce, you can eat it alongside some apples, or you can use some pita chips with this, which is probably my favorite way. Some of you were surprised when I told you how long my romaine lettuce has been lasting from Sam's Club, so I made a note of the date that I bought this was May 3rd. It is now June 2nd when I'm filming this particular segment. And you can see my lettuce is still good. It is not as fresh as it was when I first got it. However, if I were to throw this into some water, it would crisp up and be just as crispy the next day. But this is fine for my sandwich. I'm going to go ahead and wash these leaves and throw it on my sandwich. My romaine does really last a long time, usually from Sam's Club, but it really depends on how old the lettuce is when it comes into Sam's Club. But overall, I find that they're usually quite fresh. And there's something about this curried chickpea salad that I just can't seem to get enough of this. I start craving this, and next thing you know, I'm in the kitchen making some of this, and I also can't seem to keep enough chickpeas on hand in the freezer. I'm constantly pulling them out and making this salad. I discovered this about a year ago when I was making an extreme budget video, and I'm so glad that I did. I think I made this a little too big, so it's going to be messy when I eat it, but that's okay. It's very delicious. I've also eaten this open-faced style on a piece of toast, and that was very good. But I think my favorite way to eat this is just alongside some pita chips, and for this I picked up these Stacy's pita chips, which are ridiculously expensive. Sam's Club has a better deal on them. However, I will say that I made my own last week and I was shocked at how good those were. They do get stale the next day, and I think one of my viewers was just saying if you pop them back into the air fryer, they'll crisp up again. But I picked up a bag of pita chips at Aldi last week for $2.79, which is definitely the best deal I've seen on these. But if you haven't tried this recipe, I do hope you will because it is so addicting. I'm currently a little obsessed with what I'm calling summer sandwiches. They are super light and incorporate whatever fresh vegetables I have on hand. The base of many of my sandwiches start with this Mediterranean style hummus that I picked up at Trader Joe's. It's currently my favorite hummus because it has an especially bright flavor, and that comes from lemon in it, and it's super smooth and creamy. You can make this on your own by just blending together some cooked chickpeas along with a little oil, some garlic, some salt, and lemon juice. Most hummus that you purchase in the stores has tahini in it, which will help to give it a lovely consistency. However, if you're eating it on a sandwich, you're really not even going to notice that it's missing. Plus, yours will end up being healthier because it's going to have a higher protein content. In last week's video, you saw that I made my own lentil hummus. You can do the same thing here, just use chickpeas and add a generous squeeze of lemon. Sometimes I'll eat the open-faced tomato sandwiches without balsamic, but I also do like to add this balsamic glaze on there because it just adds a different dimension to it, which of course you can make that yourself with balsamic vinegar and sugar. And really nothing says that you have to use balsamic vinegar. You could try to make a glaze with whatever type of vinegar that you've got on hand. But I do purchase this glaze at Trader Joe's because it's a lot less expensive there and I just really like it. And then I wanted to show you this because it was one of my favorite open-faced sandwiches lately. It had the hummus, a few slices of avocados, and radishes, and it was just so delicious. Something about this combination that just really worked for me. Even if you decided to buy this hummus instead of making it, it's still a great deal considering how many sandwiches you're able to get out of this. Next up, I wanted to talk about a couple ways that I'm trying to save money in my own life. One way is by being frugal with entertainment costs. I don't have cable TV anymore just because I don't want to spend that extra expense. Instead, I watch YouTube. I also have Amazon Prime, so I'll watch videos on there. Sometimes I'll have a membership to Hulu, and my son usually keeps a membership to Netflix. So since we're in the same household, we can share those. I usually can find something to watch on those, but I wanted to tell you guys about some great movies that I've watched lately. And then if you have any recommendations for me, I'd love to hear them. The first movie I want to tell you about is one that I watched on Hulu, and it's actually a series of 8 episodes, and it's called Black Cake. It's a suspenseful drama series, and the storytelling in the series is riveting. I enjoyed it so much. And then I wanted to tell you about a movie called Far Away. It's about a woman that inherited a house on a Croatian island and how she finds happiness in this later phase of her life. And this one was on Netflix. And then The Upside is the best movie I've seen in a long while because it was funny, but yet it was uplifting and tender at the same time, which is my favorite kind of movie to watch. And I did watch that on Hulu. So there are 3 movies that I could recommend. Hopefully you can give me 3 movies that you think I might want to watch, and we can kind of just share some of this in the comments and maybe help each other. Another thing I like to do for cheap entertainment is puzzles. I just love doing puzzles. I find them so relaxing. My sons will laugh at me because I'll do the same puzzle over and over again, and I have just as much fun doing it again as I did it the first time. But puzzles have become very expensive. I remembered that Dollar Tree seemed to have a nice selection during the holidays, so I thought I would see if they had any this time. If you remember, last week I had some time to kill as I was waiting for Aldi to open, so I popped in there and checked out their puzzle selection. I think my favorite size is 300 pieces, so the 350 pieces here might be my best option. And this is a tiny box, but I thought this was so funny because of my channel and how I like fresh foods. I think that that would be perfect. However, it's quite small. This also looked interesting. I actually like that. I might end up going back to get that one. A lot of these are for kids, so I think my favorite is going to be this one, but I'm not expecting much because it is tiny. And then I do really like these cows. I love any animal or landscape puzzle, so I'm just going to get this. I'm not expecting much. We'll see how it turns out. And then while I'm here, I'm going to pick up a few items that I need. I like the smell of this Himalayan salt one, so I got 2 of those. And I need a little mirror for my desk space at work. And then I just real quickly looked in the food section to see if there were any food finds, and I found this Casa Verde coconut chowder, and I noticed that this was $3.49 at regular grocery stores, and it had fairly good reviews, so I thought I would pick this up. This would be a great meal along with some rice. I like to keep at least a few emergency meals on hand for those days where I just don't have time to cook. Okay, so let's check out these puzzles now. And first, this tiny one. It's super lightweight, so yeah, these are so small. I actually don't know if this is going to even be doable. One of my concerns with buying puzzles from Dollar Tree would be how the pieces fit together. The last puzzle I got from Walmart was $10, and I actually didn't like the way those pieces fit together. So I felt like that was a waste of my money, which was why I wanted to try out Dollar Tree. And it looks like there are a couple of duplicate pieces in here, so I'm not holding out hope on this. However, there is a certain side of me that does like a challenge. I think I'm going to work on this in the future, just to see if I can do it. I do need to keep in mind that this is supposed to be for relaxing, not annoying me, which the other puzzle might end up doing. So I think I'll stop if that's the case. And when I opened this cows one, this actually looks pretty good. This is typically about the size of the other puzzles that I've been doing, and this is the Puzzle Bug brand. I actually really enjoyed doing this puzzle. The pieces fit together so beautifully. I was shocked that I ended up getting this for $1.25. I loved doing this so much that I'm probably going to keep an eye out for more of these Puzzle Bug brand puzzles, and let me know if you guys know of any other brands there that I should also be trying. I thought this was such a great value. And I do have a couple more ideas for saving money that I'll share with you in another video. And next week, I'm working on an extreme budget challenge that was given to me by one of my viewers. So I think that's going to be fun. Thanks for watching, friends, and don't forget to drop 3 movies that you've watched lately that you think I might like.
Morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just want